We will see early tempo from Homebois, and we will see late games from Verso.
That is very true, yes.
Yeah, this is where the drafts either become very clean or very forced.
Until now, the puzzle is completed, and the game will decide who's gonna win and who's gonna dominate in the game.
But on paper, who won this draft?
For me, Homebois.
For me, it's Verso.
Oh, now,
For me, it's Verso.
Now we are different.
Yeah. So yeah, we're excited to see what's going to happen the next match between Verso and Homebois, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. You know, in those 10-15 minutes, I would say the next 10-15 minutes in this match.
Who will it be? Verso for you,
Verso,
right?
yeah.
And we have Homebois.
Homebois.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna play it safe.
All right, no, fair
Who's
enough.
gonna win? She will cheer for us.
Yeah.
All right, drafts are locked in, heroes are selected, and it's time to see if the preparation pays off. Let's send it back to our casters for game number 2.
Here we are. Game number 2 of this best of 3 series already. Boro starting to pressure Daniel. And Daniel gets out, but my oh my, a Fredrin versus a Benedetta jungle.
Yeah, man, I'm not sure if what's going to happen here. The sun does come out, and I was going to ask about this specific pick, you know, this Benedetta jungle. And gosh, when was the last time we saw this? Well, I can't recall. I know it's been a minute in my time, you know. It's been a while since we've actually seen that, and you know, it's one of those things where if you really lean into it, it could work, but it's one of those picks that's very risky, and I think that's why that last choice for Verso time, they just went with the Fred. They're like, you know what?
Yeah.
We can play this safe. We can actually dance around these objectives and extend it if we want to, and play into a Claude late game power spike that you know, we should have. And they've got a great front line. They've got a great initiator too. But Castle got the Yuzhong, and that's something that Homebois is gonna have to work with here. Arrow thrown out there in the mid lane, but nonetheless, no follow through just yet. So I don't know, that's one of my main stipulations with this. I think Verso Time actually has a pretty beefy lineup that can scale into late game really well. But it's up to Homebois to make this more damage-centric lineup in the early game work for them.
Yeah. The way that I look at this draft from both teams is that Verso Time have created a holistic composition as able as the good while Homebois
Oh! Throne of Ruin with the Gleam. Verso Boro gets the turtle, but Xeno's going to fall in the fight. Castle picking up a kill himself, and Reza trying to get away any way he can, but it's a double for Castle. What a start. Boro will fall in exchange, so it's going to be a trade across the board. Objective going to Verso Time. And again, I'm going to say it, every single time we see a Yuzhong get a lead, that's going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah. In order for Homebois to take advantage of the fact that they have taken down Xeno, is to invade their jungle. But it seems like Verso Time have dealt enough damage for Homebois and bought enough time for Xeno to get back onto taking his own side of the jungle. What's really scary about this Benedetta is it's almost a glass cannon in a way. The way that you risk it. It can be strong in the early game if you are on point, but it can also be disastrous if you just keep on dying. So far, Amal has not been showing us he's about to die.
Well, right now, that Glorious Pathway is just slowing things down so much. Was trying to jump away. Daniel, though, stopped in his tracks, but luckily not enough damage just yet. And that's one of the things about this Verso Time lineup that we were talking about. It's not going to have this early game throughput when it comes to damage just yet. So even though that was a great Glorious Pathway coming out from Boro, they couldn't capitalize on a kill. And so Homebois getting what they can. I think by the time they transition into this next turtle, they'll be in a pretty good position. Good burn of the flicker there, battle spell down. But, you know, that's one thing. I think they need to fight into the second turtle, and maybe Homebois can start to build an advantage from there.
Yeah. See that eventually, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like invasion coming from Aima. I think this is good. This is the way they can play this game. Be oppressive, be invasive with Verso Time. And quietly out there, the Verso Time have already built up 1,000 gold lead. It's mainly because of the overreactions coming up from Homebois. We know for sure that they don't have as good as an early game there is compared to Verso time. Because we really see Verso time. It's a very holistic kind of draft. A box type strategy that has good early game, good mid game, have a dependable late game. Homeboys, they have a higher ceiling.
Gonna force the fight anyway under the turtle. AOG dropped down. Rotating happening. Both gold laners staying in the gold lane, but Xeno will get the turtle and SOD thrown out. Melcutie does take it. He follows through. He's gonna get stunned though by Boro.
Oh no.
Oh, that was not where you want to be if you're Melcutie. An arrow thrown out, at least to cap out something, to take out Castle. They had to shut him down, and Izanami will get that kill.
Yeah, that's definitely just consolation now for Homeboys because that was a disastrous fight for them. They already lost Turtle, they have lost Reza, have lost Daniel, and then Melcutie tries to go for a fight, did not get any kill for the team. In fact, fed a kill for Verso time. I think that was definitely a disastrous moment for Melcutie. The fact that he is a Moskov that does not actually have to go for fights. I mean, you're happy if you can land the SOD and maybe get a kill afterwards or, safely get some pickups. But if you're risking your life by giving away your lane to your opposing marksman as well, really not doing a great job. And Melcutie has to really make up for that. Homeboys have lost so much ground in the first 5 minutes because of their bad decisions.
Yeah, I almost wondered what if he just didn't use the SOD and just kind of check things out. Definitely wouldn't have had this lead build up even further. Not only that, but Verso March now has a bit of an advantage against Melcutie, obviously, and as a Claude, you can play into having that advantage against Moskov. Ooh, RWM catching Izanami. Great usage here for Kojic to use that ultimate to capitalize on a kill.
Wow.
Amal might be in trouble. What a petrify! Black Dragon form going to be used too, and they tries to go and fight this in a 2v1, but Amal will fall as well. Reza, too late to this fight, might just be able to go ahead and stall out that push on the tier 1 top. But Turtle's up, and Verso time balloons the lead nearly to 4,000 gold.
How about that juggle coming up from Xeno as well as Castle? I mean, they have spent so much resources, but that was Amal that they were able to take down. This means that this turtle will be free. And that's a perfect word. They will balloon this lead so much.
I like balloons.
Yeah. And it's difficult to pop now. I mean, they do have this Benedetto, but it seems like it's not making the right place now, Homeboys.
Yeah, this is one of the things here, Wolf, is, again, they're going to go switch the lanes up. They get more space to work with as the turrets fall down. Oh, Castle might be caught here in a bad position. It's actually still going to be able to survive it with the heals from, again, this Yuzhong kit when you have this. And it helps so much when you have this type of lead, this kind of power in the early game. Now in the mid lane, he's caught once again. Daniel trying to get away, but he can't survive it. Verso time taking the pickings here, even though they're revitalized just to top everyone off. And also Verso time, they'll make their way towards another turret if they can get this. If they get the tier 1 turret down in the mid, it's almost nearly a free positioning to deal with the next Lord when it comes up at the first Lord. Wow. You're going to fight for it. That's exactly what they want to do. Like Dragon Form already going to be used. Amal trying to get to the defense, trying to disengage Reza as well. No one falls. A bit messy, and at least up top, Melcutie will be able to push in a turret up top. The tier 1 finally falls.
Looked to be a really good pincer coming up in Verso time. Members of Homeboys were just mobile enough and tanky enough to get out of there. Good news, like I said, Melcutie is able to farm up top. However, Xeno already prepared for the storm. Chastise Pauldron is the second item for Xeno. I wonder if he has his blade armor up right now, because if you combine those two items together, now that is an anti-Moskov item set for Xeno. Xeno does not need to really counter the Moskov as of this moment because the Moskov is not hitting him anyways, but they have prepared for it. And I wonder if Homeboys themselves are going to punish that. Maybe they can allocate magic damage against Xeno if they can. But let's see.
Fighting for this Lord here. They're going to keep Melcutie down there. Castle is there as well. Not sure if he's actually going to try to force that fight in the 1v1. It looks like he is going to go for the fight anyway. An SOD thrown out. It's going to miss, though. Lord's going to go for the reset, and Daniel is gone. The Black Dragon form is going to be used. Mlbb is going to lose this 1v1 unless he gets away, and that he does, but his team is getting decimated on the other side of the map as a triple for Verso March. And Verso Time will now make their way to go ahead and solidify this Lord take, as Izanami can only just throw out Abyssal Arrows to stop Verso Time from going further.
Homeboys might not have faced the Dragon Yu Zhong in that Lord fight because Mlbb was fighting up against Castle. Almost died, but fortunately had to flicker. Even after the ultimate and petrified commitment from Castle was scary that he did not land the SOD, so he cannot get out from the Yu Zhong, but eventually he was able to get out. However, Homeboys, they were taking care of this Fredrin, but they forgot how to control March. March had a triple against Homeboys, and there's so much damage that's coming out from this Cloud already. At 10 minutes in, I would wager he has his ultimate, his 3-item power spike already available. The fact that he was able to take on Reza, and honestly, this Cloud pick coming up from Verso Time is just paying so much dividends. It has good scaling, great damage profile against Homeboys.
Daniel should be able to get away if he has to burn the AOG, and that he does. Chasing him down, they'll get a flicker out from Reza. Right now, Verso Time playing with his 7,000 gold lead. They'll take what they want in the tier 2s. Shields are up. They're going to pop here in the mid and the bottom, and Lord makes its way up top as Verso Time gets ready to potentially end the game with this type of lead, this type of push. I'm not sure if Homeboys is even ready in fighting form to deal with this. Daniel again getting shredded down, and whoa! Goodbye, Amal. He jumps into his own death. The Lord's going to charge into the turret. The mid's already going to fall. Castle leading the charge once again with the Glorious Pathway step down. Daniel taking a brunt of the damage. The waves are cleared, though. So at least this, but the push in the bottom. Can they continue on with just one cart minion? Verso Time might give this a try. Another wave in the mid, pushing Daniel once again. Being brought low. AOGs have found to heal up, and Mlbb as well. Base takes a little bit of damage here. Black Dragon form going to be used. They're going to push him off the base. Verso Time sees the win in sight, but they have to manage these waves as Daniel's gone. They get a huge setup, though, but a Blazing Duet's going to be used, and now Amal cleans up Castle. Can he get more? It's already going to be fought for. Amal falls down, unfortunately, and Verso Time sees the win. They're going to go for it. They're going to do it in a flashy way, potentially taking out Izanami, but the waves will push in, and that will be a sweep for Verso.